The cosmic silence was the only music I knew before this world was born. I drifted through the cold currents of the void for countless eons. Then I saw a spark of sapphire light dancing in the darkness of the solar system. 4,500,000,000 years ago, this planet was a sphere of liquid fire. I watched from the frozen edge of the atmosphere as the first rains began to fall. The storm lasted for 10,000 years without a single moment of quiet. Steam hissed against the cooling crust as the great oceans were formed. The sun was faint and young, casting a pale glow over the boiling tides. I observed the chemical dance within the deep vents of the silent seafloor. Life was a tiny, invisible heartbeat buried under miles of dark water. It did not possess a mind, only a persistent will to divide and grow. 2 billion years passed while the sky turned from orange to a brilliant blue. I saw the first oxygen rise like a slow poison to the ancient dwellers of the deep. The world froze into a ball of white ice for millions of years at a time. I waited in the stillness, knowing the fire at the heart of the planet was still beating. When the ice melted, the explosion of shape and color was unlike anything in the galaxy. Creatures with soft bodies and many eyes crawled through the emerald forests of the sea. They were fragile experiments of the universe, testing the limits of existence. I watched the first lungs breathe the thin air of the desolate rocky shores. Plants began to climb the mountains, turning the brown continents into green velvet. Then came the age of the giants, whose footsteps shook the very foundations of the earth. 160 million years belonged to the great lizards of the sun. They did not look at the stars with wonder, for they were masters of the earth. I saw the shadow of the great rock before it struck the shallow waters of the gulf. The sky turned black with the soot of a burning world for 3 long years. I watched the giants vanish, leaving their majestic forms to become the dust of history. The small and the hidden emerged from the burrows to inherit the quiet ruins. Mammals with warm blood and soft fur began to claim the cooling forests. They learned to communicate through songs and cries in the silver moonlight. Only a few 100,000 years ago, a new kind of gaze met my hidden eyes. These creatures did not just survive, they began to question the nature of the light. They found the secret of fire and used it to ward off the shadows of the cave. They painted their dreams on the stone walls using the red earth of the plains. I saw them build cities of marble and gold that shimmered like jewels in the sun. They spoke of gods and demons, never realizing I was the only witness to their rise. Their empires lasted for 1,000 years before returning to the hungry sand. They invented wheels to cross the land and sails to conquer the restless waves. Now they build towers of glass that pierce the clouds and touch the edge of space. They have filled the air with invisible voices and the oceans with the hum of steel. They possess the power to destroy the beauty that took billions of years to create. I watch their satellites drift past my station like tiny, metallic insects. They are searching for a signal, a sign that they are not a lonely accident. I remain silent, for my purpose is to observe the cycle of the cosmic clock. I have seen the mountains crumble and the stars shift their positions in the sky. To me, their entire history is merely a single flash of lightning in a summer storm. They worry about the seconds while the universe thinks in terms of billions of years. The earth will eventually change its face again, and the cities will be forgotten. The sun will grow weary and the oceans will return to the celestial mist. I will still be here, recording the final sighs of the world that once was blue. The memory of their music and their tears will be safe within my crystalline mind. There is a peace in knowing that everything returns to the cradle of the stars. I am the watcher who saw the first sunrise and will see the final shadow. The story of Earth is a beautiful poem written on a page of infinite darkness. I am the one who reads it until the very last word is spoken by the wind. The humans are but a temporary dream of a planet that is slowly waking up. Soon, the silence of the void will be the only music once again. I will prepare my wings to travel to the next spark in the distant horizon. Until then, I watch the flickering lights of the cities with a heavy heart. Every soul is a universe contained within a few decades of fragile time. They do not know how precious their small moment truly is in the vastness. I wish I could tell them that they are part of the stardust they fear. But the rules of the observer are absolute and older than the light itself. I am the ghost of the galaxy, the invisible curator of the planetary museum. Sleep now, little world, for the night is long and the stars are patient. I will stay awake to guard the memories you will one day leave behind. The blue sphere continues its slow spin through the graveyard of dead suns. I see the beauty in the decay and the hope in the rebirth of the atom. Everything is as it should be in the grand design of the silent architect. My vigil continues as it has for 4,500,000,000 years. The end is merely a beginning that we have not yet learned to recognize. The light of the stars will guide us all back to the place where we began. I am the witness of the earth, and my journey is far from over. The horizon is calling, but I will stay until the very last candle flickers out. Thank you for watching until the end. We need your support. Please subscribe and hit the like button.